Hi, this is Kathleen from Bailey Academy, mom of 5, homeschooling 3 of them, ages 10, 13, and 17. Today I wanted to do a hits and misses video for my grade 7. So this year we had some things that worked well, some things that worked okay, and some things that didn't work as great for us. And so I wanted to just go over them with you so you could kind of see what worked for us. Remember that anything that didn't work for us, there's nothing wrong with the curriculum itself or how we worked it. It just isn't working for our family. So to start off with, we're going to go with math. We started off with Math Mammoth. We actually won his grade 7 Math Mammoth curriculum for free during a giveaway. And so we had, which was nice because I didn't have to pay money. But it didn't, not that it didn't work for us. It was working fairly well. It's just that, again, my son is sort of like, there's some things, he's both very good at math and struggles with math at the same time. And so there's some parts of it that he flew through and could answer quicker than I could figure out the answer to see if he was right. And then the other times where he struggles and didn't know what to start doing. We do math together, even though he was in grade 7. He's, ADHD and other things that make it hard for him to focus on his math himself. So we work on it together and help keep him focused. So Math Mammoth worked for us. I wouldn't say it didn't work, but we had a chance to try Learn Math Fast by the company, and so I jumped at that because I'd heard cool things about it, and I'm glad we did. We are going to continue with, at the moment, and we're going to continue with Learn Math Fast probably for the rest of their grades, or their grade school and high school years, unless something changes. At the moment, it seems to be working well for them. He's in book 2 of 7, and I hope to we're going to continue it next year, and I hope to finish book 2 and jump into book 3 shortly thereafter. So he's, right about around where he should be, he's in book 3, I'm sorry. He's in book 3, which is pre-algebra, which is where he should be at grade 7 going into grade 8. So he's doing great with that. And so Math Mammoth, again, not a problem. We did switch, but I would, if I needed to switch again, I would try Math Mammoth again. For English Language Arts, we tried a couple different things. We tried the Write at Home, what's the word I want? Do you mind? Sorry, my dog whines a lot. Write at Home program, that's the word I was looking for, that we also wanted to give away. That was lucky summer. And what it is they have different programs, but even though it says Write at Home, the one we did was a literature course. And so he did a middle school literature course, and it included certain books that they did some online reading of poetry and short stories, and then they also had books that we had to acquire and read. And we made it about, I don't know exactly, but about halfway through the year, before I found out that he wasn't actually doing a lot of the work that he was supposed to be doing. He was like, oh yeah, I did the work, and I found out he wasn't. So we found out for our family, working alone at his computer works if it's something like he has a paper and he gets to show me afterwards, but if it's something like typing something up and sending it to a teacher or listening to a video and somebody else did, I have no way of knowing if he actually did it, and it doesn't work for us because he gets sidetracked. So again, probably a good program, not good for my son. He also had trouble, concentrating and stuff like that. We also did Word Roots, which we got from the Critical Thinking Company, and it worked well for him. He just kind of got bored of it, and after a while I said that he was doing well enough in vocabulary to switch to something else. But we are going to pick it back up again next year, possibly with both children. The both younger children. And the Word Roots is, like I said, is vocabulary, but talking about the root of words and how they fit together. We also did a grade 7 Writer's Choice grammar practice workbook to practice some grammar. That worked okay. He did his own reading the last couple months. But what we did was I used I'm going to do a video on it, but I have a booklet that, like one of those things where you slide papers in should have just brought it over here. Whatever. A little booklet of papers of things that I got either paid or free from different blogs. And so they all are things like this one's about, say, poetry or nonfiction or fiction. And it's all questions that you can do for any book. So basically he would read, he would come back and he would either tell me what he read, narration, or he would have to do a certain thing. Like this one might say, like, write down the name of the protagonist and the antagonist. And so he had to go do that. And if he didn't already know what that was, we talked about it, but he already knew what that was. And then another one might be like, write the 3 of the characters in the book, or for nonfiction, write something you learned, or whatever. So he did something after he read, basically, to show that he did the work and he did the reading. And we also did some reading comprehension, something he needs to work on. So I just found some random free ones from the web and downloaded them, and I email it to him. So he goes to his computer, opens it up, reads reading comprehension, types back up the answers, and sends them to me. We do a lot of typing in this house. My kids have trouble with handwriting, and honestly, I want them to be legible, so we work on that sometimes. But when they're doing something like writing like what the answers to reading comprehension are, that's not working on your neatness. So I'm okay with typing. And all my kids have their own computer so that they can do schoolwork. We also did some writing prompts. I have a unjournaling is what it's called, book, as well as a bunch of free writing prompts from online. I'm having trouble talking. So a lot of times what we did was reading comprehension Monday and Friday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday was writing prompts. And he would just, again, take his writing prompt, go to his computer, type it up, send it to me. It's the best way for me to get it all together and not waste paper. Science, history, and geography we did together. We will not be doing it together next year because I want him to be prepared for high school. So in his grade 8 year, I want him to focus more on more complicated types of history, geography, and science, and also be able to do something separate with my grade 4, rising grade 5, things that I want her to cover, or maybe that she hasn't covered yet, but he's already covered before when he was in school. So we're going to be doing it separately, and I still am figuring out the logistics of how that will work. We'll be talking about that in an upcoming video. But basically everything we did working together, worked for the most part. We just, oh my gosh, this dog. Shh, come here, you're fine. We did a lot of stuff together. So what I would do is I'd find documentaries or videos or science experiments or worksheets or anything, books to read, and we learned all about the subject and did different things, and just kind of I put it together myself. And then for languages, he started off the year, we both did French. He had a French book that was grade 7, but it was way too hard. It was as if he knew much more French than he actually did, so that didn't work. And then we did some French together with things from Twinkle and Teachers Pay Teachers. Shh. Mostly Twinkle. On. Ooh, that dog. Okay. What was I saying? French. We had the last few weeks, we haven't even been doing French, but I don't know exactly what we're doing for next year. We discussed languages, and I would like him to pick what language he wants to do in high school, because you're supposed to do 3 years of it here, at least. So I want him to pick one that's going to stick with, but I don't know yet if we're going to do French this coming year or not. We also tried Korean. We got books by Tuttle Publishing, not the Tuttle twins, Tuttle Publishing Company. And I did a video about them. I'll put everything in the links below. And the book seemed really awesome, and honestly, it probably is awesome. It's just not good for him. It's good for writing Korean, and I think you just need to focus on speaking and reading Korean at the moment, because writing Korean is a lot more complicated, and he just doesn't do good with books. So we did a little bit of Korean Duolingo, but he just, honestly, he just guesses until it says, yeah, you got it right. So I need to find something that works for him if he wants to learn another language, and he's already decided he doesn't care anymore. So I don't know what we're doing for languages yet, but that didn't work for us. Together works better for him. And his sister wants to learn Spanish, so we may learn Spanish together. I have no idea yet. In art and music, I just sort of put together as well. I use Deep Space Sparkle and some other websites that have art activities. Just tells you what to do, and then I find the materials and we do it. We did like lots of different things, and also music. I put stuff together. I found stuff in Twinkle or Teachers Pay Teachers, or just made it up myself. And we did different stuff. We also read a book about Johnny Cash and listened to his songs, and learned about a couple of other artists and different types of music, and really all kinds of stuff. And that worked well for us. I don't know what he's going to do for grade 8 art, because I want him to be a little more in depth, but he's not into art, so he doesn't need to be like crazy. So I'm not sure if we're going to do art together or separate. I feel like doing 2 separate arts kind of doesn't make sense, so we'll probably do art together, maybe just expect more from the older one. And that leaves health. We did these health booklets from Teacher Resource Cabin. It's a Canadian website, which is nice because that means they have Canadian government booklets too. I don't have his nearby, but they both did one on like puberty and stuff like that. But one was like grade 4 specific and one was grade 7 specific. And each of the... So I can't show you the grade 7, but like I showed in my grade 4 video. It's just like a worksheet with, and it's got places to write. Obviously the grade 7 one is more, you know, tailored to their age and has probably more writing in it, but it's just stuff like this. And they have different topics, not just puberty. We use those. The kids don't really like them. I thought they were awesome. If your kids like worksheets, it's a good choice. If they are getting sick of worksheets like my kids are, then maybe less of that. But I do recommend Teacher Resource Cabin. And that is pretty much it. Not counting like our morning basket stuff. We do different stuff differently in morning basket, but just the stuff that, you know, is our main school. That's what I'll just recap our hits and misses. So Math Mammoth was a hit, even though we switched to Learn Math Fast, which is a hit. And the Korean book, definitely a miss. The French book, a miss, too hard. The Write at Home program was a miss only because my son does not do well with things he's doing on his own on the computer for a long time, because apparently he just doesn't do them. And for a kid who can who can work on their own and stay on task, that would probably be a lot better. And everything else was okay, a hit, especially for the things that we did together, because that always seems to work. So we'll see how doing it separately will be next year. If there'll be more work for me, or I'm hoping he can be more responsible and get things done. But he'll definitely not be on free time until he comes and shows me work and we discuss it and I go over it with him. So yeah, I guess that's it. I will be having the grade 4 video is already up, and the grade 11 video is coming up soon. So depending on when you see this, they'll all be up soon. And let me know if you have any suggestions for how to do a language in grade 8. Do you do what you want to do in grade 9? Do you continue what you've been doing? Should I do something different? So does it make sense to learn Spanish for 1 year? I don't know what to do. I'm interested to see your opinions on that. And that is it for today. Bye.